come and take a seat while I bring the heat. I'm your host with the most. My name is Dizzy, and I'm definitely going to keep you busy.
Yes. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. The reason I say that is because over the last 12 months, let me make sure my hair's on the right side. I've made friends all over the planet. Hence, we say good morning, good afternoon, and welcome. So before I go any further, so this is the second show. If you were here last week, I looked very different, right? I had a big, long beard, and now I look weird because I'm looking younger again. So before we go any further, this is all about world transformation. And this amazing song was performed and written for this cause. So you know how we've got Mother's Day, Father's Day, and all of these days. So this is a day that some of my friends created, and 4 years on, we have a song. So it gives me great pleasure to play the song.
This is a message for everyone who is listening. Hearts and minds connecting. Building a world community. This is the moment. The people are coming together. Spirit of transformation. Reunite in the meaning of we. What is the biggest thing that you can dream of? What can you do to make it true? Well, Transformation Day, let's make a difference. You for me, and me for you. This is the moment, the signal, the klaxon, the ringing, the alarm to awaken, to ignite the passion within. Ready for changes, the spirit is stirred and shaken. Now we are primed to awaken. New chapters for us to begin. What is the biggest thing that you can dream of? What can you do to make it true? Well, Transformation Day, let's make a difference. You for me, and me for you. What is the biggest thing that you can dream of? What can you do to make it true? Well, Transformation Day, let's make a difference. You for me, and me for you. We can dream bigger. We open our eyes 'cause we forgot that we could see. We can dream better. We sing it aloud to be the best that we can be. Can be. Can be. What is the biggest thing that you can dream of? What can you do to make it true? Well, Transformation Day, let's make a difference. You for me, and me for you. Transformation. What is the biggest thing that you can dream of?
Wow. So that brought me to tears. The first time I heard it, the last time I heard it, and it brought me to tears this time because there were some deep and meaningful things that were said. And if you watch that video, there were images, and World Transformation has now developed to a transformational show. So every week, I'm going to be here, and I'm, like it says on the show, I'm going to bring the heat. We're going to bring transformational stories and allow everybody to have transformation as a possibility. Because look, you can't be what you can't see. I met a guy called Ken Brown many years ago, and he said, you have to see it in order for you to be able to do it. And it starts off in the mind. And you have to believe it happening. So, like I said, so we're doing transformation. The World Transformation Channel is going to happen every week. And because we've evolved from one day to one day a month, where we have what we call a fun day. And each month, so we started off in May, and in May, the month of May was meditation. So we had a fun day all about meditation. We had speakers coming on the whole Sunday, the first Sunday of the month. And that was then relayed out to the world so people can transform their life by meditation. What we're going to do for the month of June is the month of health. So last week, being the first show, we had the founders, Harinder, Kalpesh, and SuPa Patel. SuPa Patel would actually be on again today for a different subject. So June's subject is health. So it was funny. I was on LinkedIn, and I saw a friend of mine by the name of Cornel Sampson. Now, it was funny because I just contacted him because I'm involved in a networking business, and I thought, let me get hold of Cornel, because 20 years ago when I had my shop, Cornel he'd come in, 10 years ago, he'd come into the barbershop, and he's a salesman. He's a slick sales guy. He came into the barbershop, and we got on like a house on fire. I didn't buy anything from him, but I liked him as a person. I took his details, and we've been in touch ever since. Recently, I contacted him, and he's had a major transformation in his life. And I was like, wow, tell me all about it. And he's basically transformed his health. So I'm going to add my good friend Cornel to the room so we can meet him. Cornel, how are you, my friend?
All the better for seeing you again, Dizzy.
Great stuff.
I'm really good. I'm in a great place. I'm happy, smiley. Yeah, it's terrific.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to say, and it was funny, when the subject of health came up, and we spoke, your story, I mean, I've known you for many years, and I was blown away when you said it. And as soon as you said your story, I said, mate, I have got the thing for you, because I'm starting this thing. And last week, obviously, we took off the major big beard, which is obviously a big transformation. But I'm going to talk about my transformation this week. Yeah. I'll talk about mine after we've talked about yours, before I go into the next person. So, Cornel, just give the viewers a little taster of what's happened to you.
Well, yeah, up until about 18 months ago, I was just aiming a full-on active life. I dance 2 or 3 times a week, salsa, bachata, kizomba. I play an instrument in a band. Weekends, like today, I've been out all today with my son. We've been cycling. I just love, being out and about. I keep myself fit and healthy in the gym. I socialize, go to parties, all of that. And then about 18 months ago, at the same time, both knees and both shoulders started to present with pain. And I tried to push through and persevere, and it got to the point where I was having to plan a day out in the field to visit clients, followed by 2, 3, 4 days of not bed rest, but just taking it really easy, not doing very much. Eventually, I went to go and see my doctor. He referred me to some physiologists, physiotherapists, and they diagnosed arthritis in all my 4 joints.
Wow.
They told me that my only option was to have steroid injections, followed by non-steroid tablets with all the associated side effects. Well, I refused to accept that, and I just went away, did some Googling like you do. That was my first stop. Found references to some fresh vegetables and turmeric and ginger. And from there, I just started experimenting with first shop-bought products. Then I experimented with powders, turmeric powder, ginger powder, and then moved on to fresh produce. I eventually formulated my own drink, and now I have perfect movement in all my joints. And not only that, I've been able to share it and pass it forward with a couple of dozen people, and they're all feeling the benefits of it. So it literally, it's not only transformed my life, but it's transformed the lives of other people who we've passed it forward to. And
so just take through the process. I mean, how soon from Googling it and testing it? What was that process like for you? How long did it take?
Yeah, so I have a background in exercise and sports science, so I understand the theory of experimental work. So after I looked on Google, I then went on to a website that universities use to log research information. I went through their database and looked at the information for turmeric and ginger. I found 317 articles if you Google turmeric and ginger together, more articles if you just look at them on their own. Each article laid out the protocol, talked about the active ingredients. So I tried to look for products that had the recommended amount of active ingredients. Curcumin is the main one. Gingeroids are another one. But the products on the market only carried those in minute amounts. So I got no real benefit from those.
Okay.
When I thought, okay, let's move on from shop bought products over the counter. Let's have a look at turmeric and ginger itself. And I don't know why, but I went straight to the powders, and it was messy. It made me sneeze when you're trying to spoon it out. It stained everywhere. Didn't dissolve in liquid. I tried to take it with honey. It was gross. but I tried it, and it wasn't working. So I took a step back and I thought, all my life I've been preparing all my food and meals from fresh. Why am I not looking at fresh produce here? Okay. So I went into town and I bought. I went to one of the Asian shops and I bought some fresh turmeric. I bought fresh ginger and a few other things, pepperine, limes. And I went home, and you can find out how much of the active ingredient is contained in the fresh produce. There are charts, there are tables. So using extrapolation, I worked out how much of the fresh produce I wanted in my drink to get the right amount of active ingredient. Okay. So I made my drink in a litre batch. I formulated a method of percolation rather than just boiling, and it probably took me about 3 weeks. Drinking what I made, tasting it, then trying new batches.
How did it taste?
Before I found something. Sorry?
How did it taste?
It tasted really nice. I started off with limes and with lemons, and that was okay. But then went on to limes, and it gives it a really nice citrusy, tangy flavor. Hand on heart, everybody that's drank it has liked it. Nobody's complained and said, "Well, I can't drink this." So, and the actual, once I got that formula right, the effect on my body was almost immediate. The
next day or the same day?
Yeah, my pain was an 8 out of 10, and over the course of the week, 10 days, it gradually came down. It was 2 out of 10, and it stayed about 2 out of 10.
How much were you drinking a day?
I started off drinking 70 ml a day, 35 ml twice a day, and it took it down to 2 out of 10. I thought I can live with this. This is a result. And I kept at that level for probably about 4 or 5 months before I had my next revelation.
And did you go back to the doctors after that with what you've discovered?
Well, what happened? I was going along at 2 out of 10, and then I had a little accident, and I tore the tendons. I tore my rotator cuff tendon.
Oh no!
So I had to go and get that sorted. So they sent me for a CT scan, and they scanned both shoulders. So when they looked at the results, they said we're going to have to pin and sew the tendon in your rotator cuff, and they said your left shoulder, that's presenting with inflammation. We can give you steroid injection and anti-inflammatory non-steroid tablets after the injection, but we can't do that until you've had the surgery and we repair your right shoulder. The steroid injection would interfere with the healing process on this side.
Okay.
So whilst I'm waiting for my appointment for surgery, the pain's going worse on my right shoulder. So because I'm doing more with my left, that started to go worse. All I did, Dizzy, was up the amount of turmeric juice. I doubled my amount, and this shoulder went completely clear. No problem at all. I had my surgery, and here's the interesting thing. 11th of January, I had my rotator cuff, I had a pin, and a suture attended to the pin. They did a decompression and AC reconstruction. Following surgery, I refused to take any of the prescribed medication, and I just drank my juice. The block that they used to block the nerve deadened me from the neck down to my whole arm. It took about 10 hours for it to wear off. So it's about midnight that evening. The pain was 9, 10 out of 10. I took 50 ml of my turmeric juice, and the pain went to 0, and I fell asleep for 2 hours.
Wow.
I woke up 2 hours later, more pain, took another drink, I get 50 ml, fell asleep for 2 hours. Did that for 2 nights and 2 days, control the pain. The third night, I doubled my dosage. I slept for 5 hours.
Wow.
Incredible.
That's transformation, eh?
That was, yeah.
So then when you went back to the hospital or the doctors, what was I want to hear this. What was the feedback from the doctor?
So
alternative, right?
So at 9 weeks, you go back to the surgeon, and my surgeon was called Dr. Soni, to sign you off. He examined me, made me do the exercises. He tested my palpitations, they call it. He just moved me around, etc. He went, wow, Mr. Sampson. He said, you're doing more at this stage with your arm than most of my clients do in 9 or 10 months. He says, you inspire me.
Wow.
I told him all I've done is take my turmeric and ginger mix, and I did my exercises. I did my physio every day, religiously. I use ice every day for the first month. I followed the whole protocol, but controlled the pain with my turmeric and ginger juice, and no side effects, no nothing. The scarring has completely gone. You can't see any of the entry wounds where they went in for the scars. It's just amazing.
That's amazing.
If we give our body the tools that it needs, it will heal itself.
Yes.
It will revive itself.
I think it's a very important point because, with everything that's been going on in the world, there's
absolutely.
I think we've come into a point where there's 2 types of people now. There's the people that don't just buy into everything they're told, like ourselves. You're not going to take medicine for no reason. One of the most disturbing things that I've learned over the last 12 months is when you're stressed out, your immune system shuts off. And that's proven because, when people are having kidney transplants, they inject the person who's receiving the new kidney with a stress hormone because it shuts off the immune system because the body is rejecting the kidney. So as a result, if you get stressed, and I always say to people, friends and family, throughout this weird period we've been through, getting scared, getting stressed out is not going to help you in any sense. Our body, like you said, nature has designed our bodies to deal with anything.
To deal with it, yeah.
And
Stress can be beneficial to us. We need a balance of everything.
Yes.
But the problem I see is that we build up the stress response in our bodies, but we don't have a release. Our ancestors, when they got stressed, they could just go and run, throw a spear, catch an animal. We get stressed today. You got to sit behind a desk and just sit there for another 5 hours till home time, and then sit in your car. No release for it. No release for the stress. So that is the real issue and problem. For modern life, we're still wired. We're still hardwired as the caveman, as the Neanderthal. But we're living in a modern era where we can't vent these frustrations, these anxieties, these stresses, etc.
So are there any natural I mean, I know in the Indian culture, there's a lot of turmeric. Turmeric's in every dish you can find. Are you creating food? Would you advise food with turmeric to be part of that, or will you lose the goodness when you put it into food?
Whoops, sorry.
Being a turmeric specialist.
What happens? The way you treat a food can change the nature of it. When we ingest food, it goes through the digestive system. First of all, your body is using sugars, amylase, different starches to start the digestive process. Then it goes through the different acids. So what actually gets absorbed into the body depends on how your digestive system is working, how healthy it is, how fit it is. We also have bacteria in the guts that help break things down. The very healthy tribes in Africa, they have hundreds and hundreds of different bacteria in their gut, whereas the Europeans, you can barely 10, 12 different types of bacteria. So our digestive systems aren't that efficient at extracting the nutrients and the goodness. So there's a lot of variation about how much is extracted from the food we eat and digest it. The second thing is when you take a plant or a food for a specific reason or a malady, you want to get it into your bloodstream as quickly as possible. If it's absorbed in a solution, then it will be absorbed within minutes as it enters the upper abdominal. When you take it as a solid, it's going to transit through the gut and go through your digestive system and take much longer to be digested, along with other things. So long-winded answer. I think to answer your question, there will be benefits, and my research did show that people receive benefits. However, if you're looking for an immediate impact for due to an inflammatory response or a malady that you have with your body, then if you can take the food in a solution that gets into your system sooner and purer and quicker, then that would be your best option.
Great stuff. Well, look, I know we spoke yesterday, and we are very early in the stages of your creation of, you've come across, you had a problem, research, you created something, and it's worked, to the point where you've showed other people, and they've benefited from it, and you've got testimonials, and I know you're in the process of creating a brand, a product list. Tell us a little bit about that, please, Cornel.
So how it came about was I had 2 episodes whereby I'd run out of my drink, and I thought, I'll buy some more product and I'll make it at weekend. Weekend came and went. I was busy, didn't get to the shops, didn't buy any more produce, didn't make the drink. But the pain in my shoulders started getting worse again. So it took me a couple of weeks before I made the drink and took it. And as soon as I'd taken it, the pain subsided. So a few months later, I had a repeat of the same episode. I ran out of juice. I didn't buy any straight away. I waited a week or two. The pain started ramping up again. But it wasn't until the second episode that I had that light bulb moment. I thought, you know what? When I don't take it, the pain comes. And when I do take it, the pain goes away. So I told a couple of people. I told my sister and a couple of close friends, and they looked at me like I had two heads. What, you took this drink and your shoulders start hurting? Really? Yeah, okay. Anyway, one of them had a sore neck and the other had sore ankle. Do you mind if we try it? And they tried it, and almost immediately they started to get relief in their symptoms. They took it for about 10 days, and then they thought, no, this can't be right. So they stopped taking it. And the pain started coming back. And they got back on it. And you know what they did next, Dizzy? They passed it forward to two people they know that were complaining. And that's been my story. 80% of the people that have tried it have passed it forward. Wow. And during those conversations, I'm saying, you need to market this. You need to get it out there. You need to tell more people about this. So I started to talk with a couple of friends of mine, and we started talking about the brand. And we came up with the name Revive. And Revive is about reviving the body's ability to heal itself. And we've got 3 simple principles. First of all, support your body by giving it the food and nutrition, the rest, the warmth, everything it needs to heal itself, and take away the things that are harming it. And that can be psychological, it can be physical, it can be environmental. Whatever is harming your body, take it away. The second principle is one of maintenance. You started a good habit, maintain it. Do it consistently. Eat well, sleep well, exercise well. Change your work situation if that's causing you stress. Change your home situation if that's causing you stress. Change your living situation if that's causing you stress. In some way, make them better.
Yeah.
But maintain it. And then the final principle is improvement. Let's look at ways in which we can make an improvement. It can only be a small improvement or a small transformation, but in 2, 3, 4, 5 different areas. Just make that change and continue to grow. And it's not just physical. We're looking at cognitive health as well. Do activities to keep you sharp, keep your brain working well. Take something that is known to cross the blood-brain barrier and nourish your brain, nourish your mind with self-improvement, all of those things. So we've come up with Revive. We're going to build it on three pillars or 3 principles, and we're looking to grow a community who all want to take the responsibility for their own health and well-being, and are also willing to share their knowledge, whether it's mindfulness, whether it's exercise, whether it's HR situations, any way in which we can all work together to improve our holistic life and well-being. And that's where we are now. We're almost ready to launch the brand and to start actively growing the community. Wonderful. Revive.
So we've caught you at the best time, right? So you guys have heard it first. This is exclusive. What's your going to be called? What's the company called? Revive, is it?
We're going to be called Revive Mind Body.
Okay.
And very shortly we'll be.
We can do because your product's not ready for the masses yet. And I spoke to you yesterday. I said, what we can do is when you are ready to launch, we'll bring you back in, and we can then, do some real stuff. I know there's lots of people. I've just been sorry, I got a message, and I think it's worth. We're not saying you can cure everything. What we're saying is natural product is going to assist your body's own what's we call it, the own healing system.
We've given up the responsibility of our own health and well-being to other people, to the pharmaceutical companies, to McDonald's and all the other fast food chains.
Okay.
We know categorically that those things are harming us, yet the majority of people insist on persisting with that. They're too lazy to make the change, and they're paying the price for it.
So we've got a question. Cornel.
Yes,
A lady
yes.
called SuPa Patel. She said, "I've just logged on and I've been diagnosed with osteoarthritis,
Arthritis, yeah.
and possible lupus. Nothing is helping, and I've been off work for 3 months. Any advice?"
So, first of all, I would look at some. I mean, first of all, I know that things like lupus, the congenital maladies, they are hard. They are hard to heal. But what you can do is look at what things might help the condition, might ease the symptoms. First of all, every problem that we ever have with our bodies starts with inflammation. Period. Everything starts as inflammation, and then it develops into cancers, into tumors, into all sorts of maladies, infections. So things, fresh vegetables, plant material, they're known to dampen down and to curb the inflammatory process. So, I want to say also that whilst my drink gave me great benefit, that wasn't the only thing I did. Two weeks before my surgery, I went on a plant-based diet. I cut out alcohol, coffee, sugar. I just ate fresh fruit and vegetables, drank water, and drank lots of my juice. So I'm already building the foundation for my body to start actively healing itself.
Wow.
You're the lady that's asked the question. I would start to look at your diet. Take out the things that we know cause irritants. Coffee and alcohol can irritate the joints. High refined foods and sugars, get rid of them altogether. And just start rebuilding. Based as much fresh plant-based produce that you can, but still taking your proteins because the body needs that. It's our building blocks. We underestimate the power of water. We got to drink water. The body needs water. So just making little changes like that can start to help and improve these conditions. My arthritis, osteoarthritis, it's dampened it right down that I can now lead a normal life. And some of the people that I've worked with and have tried my juice, my turmeric and ginger, they've had those the same benefits also. So that's where I would start. I'd start seriously looking at plant-based foods and diets, increase the amount of water, and dial back on the other things that are toxic to the body.
Wonderful. So I hope everyone's been making notes. And next week we'll see if anybody's tried out any of Cornel's techniques. And I really appreciate you coming on board. I think it's really great what you're doing, and I think the fact that you've transformed your life already, I can't wait. I'm gonna have to try out some. So thank you very much, Cornel. It's been
thank you for having me. It's been truly brilliant.
Let me know when your stuff is ready, because I know there's going to be people out there that are ready to give this a go, because it's natural, and it works.
Yeah,
it's working.
As part of your nutritional intake. Yeah, it's got a place for it. Place for
Wonderful.
you.
Cornel,
thanks for having me. I really enjoyed this. It's been brilliant, and I think that the world transformation movement is absolutely on trend. It's where we need to be. Stop taking what people are doling out to it as gospel. Do your own research. Have a look around. Ask the questions. Really ask the question: what's in it for me? And once you start looking that there's not very much in it for you, why is there not anything in it for you? But I think what World Transformation is doing a great job here, letting people see what really is out there and where they can actually get to if they want to.
Thank you very much, Cornel. Sampson. I shall see you. I'll come and see you, actually. I'm going to come to Preston next week. So maybe I can get an exclusive bottle of the juice. Sip the juice. We've got enough to go around. All right, Cornel. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Good stuff. Okay, so before we go to our next guest, you know, I think it's important that everybody learns what world transformation is about. Let me find the video. So let's just have a look at, I'm going to play a short video so people can see exactly what difference we're making, because, you know, when you make a difference with charity, you want to know it's going to the right place. What we're going to show you here is the difference it's really making. So let's have a look. That's not the right one, is it, Nathan?
This is a personal appeal to all our friends and family around the world. In April 2018, we launched World Transformation Academy right in the heart of the slum in New Delhi in India. On a regular basis, we have both the slum children and their parents being transformed with sessions of life coaching, yoga, and meditation. Regularly, up until now, we have between 500 to 600 people attending these sessions every month. The cost is approximately about £1,000 a month. Our vision is to expand this to all slums around the world.
So we've been able to do this work with the help of our generous sponsors. But what we'd like to do now is to continue and expand the work that we're doing, is to open the opportunity out to more people to get involved. So if this is something that you would like to get involved in, please connect with the World Transformation Organization, or you can make a donation, whether it's a monthly payment or a one-off payment, using our Just Giving link.
Did you know over 65 million people live in slums all over India, and 6 million of them are children? There are more rapes and suicides in slums than anywhere else in India. We want to impact these figures with your partnership. So we really need your help right now. This is a personal appeal to all of those that love making a difference. We urge you to generously contribute to our cause through the Just Giving link, and watch the 6-minute video that follows this, just to get a real feel of the difference that your money will make. This is an amazing cause. We look forward to your partnership.
I live in Kalkaji slum area, and I want to be an IPS officer. I want to stop the crimes and rapes for girls and these things. I want to change my sister's life.
17% of women experienced some form of physical violence in the past year. Individual factors related to the husband, like poor socio-economic status, consumption of alcohol, extramarital relationships. Reported cases vary from domestic violence to brutal rapes, mental harassment to sexual violence. Many more cases go unreported. A woman is raped every 20 minutes in India, National Crime Records Bureau.
I'd like to narrate a small incident that one of our volunteers narrated to me. She said that there was this young lady who had come over for her 3 introductory sessions of meditation. And on the 3rd day, when she had a one-on-one session with a trainer, she broke down completely, and she said that, you know, last night I wanted to commit suicide because my husband is a gambler, he doesn't work, and whatever money that I get home, he takes it all and spends it all in gambling, and there's no use of my life. My life has been a struggle, and her mother-in-law was so scared and petrified that she sat beside her throughout the night, scared that she would take that extreme step. And in the morning she got up, she got dressed, and she came for her meditation session.
About 800,000 people commit suicide worldwide every year. Of these, 135,000, 17%, are residents of India, a nation with 17.5% of the world's population. Almost 6 million children live in the slums of India and has the highest rate of child sex ratio. 8.9% of the total victims of rape were girls under 14 years of age, while 16.1% were teenage girls 14 to 18 years. Over 65 million people live in the slums of India. Slum dwellers usually earn $1,900 a year. Young slum girls on their way to defecate in the open fields are abducted, raped, and at times hung from a tree, as in the case of the murder of 2 minor Dalit girls in Badon village near Delhi. Since the launch of its personal development school in the New Delhi slum, World Transformation Organization, through its regular life coaching, meditation, yoga, and motivational training, has started to transform the lives of slum children and their parents. For the first time in their lives, the slum community is being taught how to create dreams and goals, and have started their journey to realize them.
This is a person.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Wow. So welcome. This is one of our founders. I'm sure you saw her on the video. I call her Super because she's a super woman. I've got to know her over the last 15 months. We've become great colleagues, friends, family, and all of the stuff above. And I want to acknowledge you, Sue, for being the part of the incremation of this video that we just saw, because that brings it back to home, why we're here and why this show exists.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you, Dizzy, for all that you were doing as part of the leadership team for the WTO organization, and obviously the impact it's making on people, right? And, you know, one of those things is you really delivering on your passion, you know, having these conversations, these sit-down Sundays every week, which really do make a difference to so many people. So incredible. So thank you for who you are.
Well, I mean, look, we 7 days ago, life was very different, okay? You were there, I was there, and now we're not there, right? We're talking about beard. So look, I want to talk about some personal transformation. Before we go into what you're going to share with us, Sue, I think it's important because what's happened to me in the last 7 days, obviously, number one, I've not got a beard anymore, right? So I look younger. Number two, I watched an interview the other night that Al Pasoni did with a gentleman by the name of Dr. Young with a pH miracle. And after watching that video, this is somebody whose information I received 20 years ago, and I loved it. I understood it. And I've been talking the pH miracle, the story about microbiology for years and years and years and years. And then when I realized she'd interviewed him, I watched the interview and it brought everything back that I'd learned 20 years ago. And then I went for breakfast the next morning, and I'd normally order an omelette at this place, right? I couldn't do it.
Wow.
Couldn't do it. And this voice said, mate, you're a vegan now. And I was like, no, I'm not. Yeah. And I've been battling with this voice that's saying you're vegan, and I'm saying I'm not vegan, but I'm beardless. So in 7 days, I'm beardless, I'm vegan, and I'm focused on philanthropy.
Wow.
So if you'd have said to me 7 days ago, listen, you're going to be a beardless vegan philanthropist that wants to make a difference in the world, I'd have been, get out of here. Yeah. So the thing is, I went in and I said, I'm being a vegan reluctantly because I know what's best. You know, sometimes in life, when you know what you've got to do, you can't do the wrong thing. So it's been interesting because obviously I eat like a rabbit now, but it's been great because there's so much available for vegans now.
There is, yeah.
So that's my transformation this week. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe I'm vegan, but I've been eating vegan stuff since that moment, and I'm happy. So that's my transformation this week.
Incredible, Dizzy.
I'm sure by next week there'll be the evidence of my transformation. I'll feel better. I'll look better. Everything will be better.
Yeah, I'd love to hear how your next week goes then, right? Being vegan.
It's going to be, I will definitely report everything that's going on. So something I didn't realize when I first met you, I didn't realize you were a fitness freak. So I was talking to Kalpesh. I said, oh, who have we got in our crew that's into health and fitness? And he said, okay, you got to contact Sue, because Sue is the head coach for fitbanter. Tell us about that. Tell us about the world that we are aware of.
Yeah, so my journey started, so a few years back. So my journey started like about 16 years ago, right? In terms of health and fitness. So when I had my daughter, you know, what was there for me was that, you know what, I want to be high energy. I want to be, you know, a rocking mom for my kid, you know, where I can play with her and all of that sort of stuff. I really wanted to be in good energy. So I started to dabble in, you know, like a little bit of exercise, and I started doing like the insanity workouts, which were crazy workouts, right?
Yes,
I was doing 6 in the morning, and, you know, it was great. It really got me in good energy. Now, just doing the exercise, but not having the education behind it meant that my body was like a skinny fat person, which meant I had a lot of fat underneath the skin around my organs. And my body actually looked slim, but I was storing a lot of fat in my body. Okay. So I didn't have this knowledge, and, you know, and I tried to like kind of lose the weight, but I was losing weight, but not losing the fat. Right. And then I thought, okay, I need to really just get serious. So a few years ago, I started to get serious about my physique and how it looked. Like in a dress, you know, I looked stunning, right? You know, really great figure, but I knew I had a pot belly. That was the only thing about it. That's where my fat was always stored, right? And nobody would know it but me. And I was like, it was really like, for me, it was just wasn't where I wanted to be. And I took a picture of it. And on my profile, actually, on Facebook, you can see the picture of my belly in like May 2019. It was just like not pretty, right? When I look back at it now. So I started a fitness program with another organization. And again, I didn't get the education. I just got that this is what you need to do. Go and eat these foods and do these exercises. And I didn't know why I was doing that. And then also I was kind of doing it all on my own. So it's very isolated, and it just really did not motivate me to kind of really take my health game to the next level. And then I came across fitbanter in June last year. Now, the fitbanter community, you know, it provides you with the community support. So lots of people going through the same journey as you, but it also provides you with the education of, you know, what to eat, how to eat it, why you need to eat the foods that you need to eat, and how to really manage your exercise and your routines. And something at fitbanter, what we kind of really work with is called 7-4-7. Okay. Right, it's very simple. It's 7 days of cardio, right? Which could be, HIIT workouts or running or treadmill, whatever that is, or 7 days of 10,000 steps. Okay, so every single day doing 10,000 steps. So that's the first 7. Okay, the next one is 4. So 4 days of resistance training. Okay, to really work your muscles and you know, really kind of lose body fat rather than body weight. Okay. And then the last 7 is 7 days of food tracking. Okay, because they say that you know, your body's made in the kitchen, right? So really be mindful of what you eat. And obviously along with that, there's other things like making sure you drink, you know, I heard who was the name of the speaker before? Cornel, yeah. So he was speaking about drinking water and, you know, getting enough sleep and stuff like that. You know, obviously those are also the fundamentals as well. But it just provides you with the structure, the community. We have webinars every single week, and each webinar consists of extra homework and assignments, which are really, really like off the chart. That is what has you transform in this space. So really, it's, you know, been transformational. I've, you know, for the first time ever, developed my 6-pack abs in the community. My body fat has gone down to like 17.5% from 28% body fat.
And my muscle mass has gone up to like 35, and it's just really incredible because I know what all those numbers mean now. I'm now able to manage what I eat, how much I move, and I'm in the most optimal at my most optimal health right now, which is awesome. So yeah, that's been my journey really.
Okay, so look, from what you've said, and I know when we met, I think it was over a year ago, you were doing these steps. So right now, obviously, we want everyone who's watching to take something on board and do it for a week, so you can get instant. In order for you to get a result, you have to do something, and even if you do a little bit, so doing 10,000 steps a day, is that part of the plan? If you can't get to the gym, would you say that?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, if you look at the research, an average person should be aiming for 10,000 steps minimum a day. Like if you're not doing 10,000 steps a day, you're less than average, right? In terms of how much you're moving, so you've got to move your body.
Move your body.
Move it. Yeah.
Move it.
Totally. So yeah, so 10,000 steps a day at least everybody should be aiming for.
So you've heard it all, right? Everybody, you need to get out there and start marching, standing still. I remember you were just doing that, weren't you?
Do that in the garden the other day, yeah. But as well as that, like this weekend, I found this app called Sweatcoin where you get paid for doing your steps.
Yes.
I'm super excited about that. So I downloaded that today, and I'm going to see by the end of, like, me and my friends are doing a little challenge on who gets paid the most at the end of the week. So game on. Like that will have, and that's what I really love about Fitbanker, right? Is that it's not just about you winning your health game. It's about you winning with the community and everybody in the community winning. Okay. So transformation is not just about you doing it on your own. It's about how many people can you take with you, And for me, I'm where I am in my health game. I'm now at a place where I did a 22-minute plank hold a few months back, which is incredible strength, right? I never thought I could do it, but I did it. I did 6 minutes first, then I did 10 minutes at another week. The following week I did like 15, and then I smashed out 22 minutes.
Well, I want to acknowledge you for something, and Kalpesh is not going to like this because I'm going to stick him in it. So on the last World Transformation Day, what happened? So I said to Kalpesh, just for a laugh, because he said the year before, me and Harinder did 50 push-ups each. And I said, I tell you what, I'll match you. I said, why don't me and you do 100 push-ups this year? Just completely oblivious to the fact that I've never done 100 push-ups in my life. And I said to Kalpesh, yeah, we'll do it. And then as it got closer to the event, I did practice a little bit, but I had nowhere practiced enough to deserve what happened, okay? And then it got to about 6 o'clock, and I thought, well, maybe no one's going to do the push-ups. And I went to see one of my neighbors. And anyway, whilst I was at his house, I got a notification, and I looked on Facebook, and I saw Sue doing 100 push-ups. And I thought, oh my goodness me, I'm going to have to go and do the push-ups.
That's it.
Yeah, no, because the thing was, I said I was going to do them. And I think sometimes you have to look at who you are. For me, if I say I'm going to do something, if you say it out in public, you're going to look like an idiot if you don't do it.
Totally.
So, and the fact that you did it, I remember sitting in this guy's house and I said, I can't believe she's just done it. Because you recorded it, didn't you? She recorded it. And I came home and I said to Jay, I said, oh my God, I don't believe it. I'm going to have to go and do 100 push-ups. The thing was, I came upstairs and I just thought, right, just go up there and do it. And I set the camera up, and I remember people commenting saying, Dizzy, it looks like you're going to die. I mean, I couldn't do 100 at once. I mean, I did 40 and then I did 3 sets of 20, but oh my God, it was rewarding. So I think as long as you just take the challenge, understand what kind of person you are. I know for me, if I get a challenge, I'm going to have to do it. So Kalpesh, watching, yeah? Kalpesh, you still have to do your 100, okay? I know he was like, listen, why did you have to go and do it? I thought Sue could have handled it and we would have just skipped it, but no, we've got to do the 100 push-ups.
100%. And you know, like if you give your word to something, right? Like, you know, your word is who you are, right? So you got to make it happen, which is yeah, which is incredible. Yeah. And the other thing around like my fitness game, you know, it's very easy to say you want to do something, right, Dizzy? Like, you know, you've just embarked on this journey now that, you know, you're vegan and
I can't believe that.
you know, like you're on this journey, but a few days into this journey that, you know, you're going to find your mindset saying, oh, but I really want to have some eggs, or I want to drink milk, or whatever that is for you, right? Because that's your default, isn't it? That's what you've always done.
Yes.
And to change a habit, you know, take something, because your mind's going to kick in and say, no, I want you know, I want to have what I want to have. And it is really about mindset, you know, is how are you going to overcome that temptation? How are you going to not give into that temptation? Like, what are you going to put in place, you know? And one thing that I've really learned in my health journey is if I've created like who I'm going to be in my health journey, you know, I've created that I'm going to be consistent, focused, and disciplined in my health journey, right? Then really that's how I've got to show up when it comes to my health. So, you know, when I feel like a chocolate biscuit, I'm going to be like, okay, am I being consistent? Am I being focused? Am I being disciplined? No, I'm not. So it helps me reset. And then, you know, I totally don't go for that chocolate biscuit then, you know?
Well, I had to do something today because I was originally going to go out with my wife and son. They went to the movies. And I said, look, I have to say this because doing the broadcast last week was more scarier for me than taking the beard off. The beard coming off was no sweat. Yeah, there was no ounce, there was not one bit of anxiety. However, the anxiety to deliver this show was the highest anxiety I've experienced. So there's 4 moments in life where I've been scared, and last week's was one of the scary moments. So I just wanted to share that because when you think of when we were younger and you do these Robbins courses, they say, dream of something that scares you. And for me to do a global show and to do what I'm doing, I absolutely crapped my pants last week.
Yeah.
I know people didn't realize it, but everyone was saying to me in the house, oh, are you excited about taking the beard off? I said, I don't care about the beard. I don't care about the beard. I don't care. And to overcome that and to be in this place, you know, to deliver this information, it's a dream come true. It's
amazing.
Absolutely the best thing I've ever done. And it's something that I've visualized. And it's, again, it's the mindset. So my mindset this morning was, I was arguing about being a vegan with myself. And I thought to myself, right, I'm hungry. What am I going to eat? And I started eating cherry tomatoes as a snack.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a new thing. I mean, I just can't believe it. I bought loads of lettuce. I feel like a rabbit. A really rich rabbit.
Love it. You know what? It's all in the preparation disease. When you've got the right foods around you, it just does make it easier. So it is all about preparing to be the person that you want to be, right? So all that is, and part of the fitbanter program is about that, is, you know, get rid of everything in your fridge, freezer that isn't going to help you. You know, clear out your cupboards and put in the foods that are going to help you. And it's really apt, actually, when you talk about being uncomfortable. Like this week's assignment is to go and have a cold shower. And it's really about getting comfortable, being uncomfortable, you know. And when I did my challenge last year, like I didn't do the cold shower. I was like, no, I do not do the cold, you know. But because of the community that we have, you know, I was on a call with a couple of my buddies and they're like, Sue, what do you mean you haven't done the cold shower? You know, because it really creates, like when you do a cold shower, like it really gets all of your senses all fired up, right? And it also contributes to fat loss. So they were just holding me accountable. I think Cornel's put in here, look, accountability, right? That's what you get in a community. And that's what happened. And ever since then, it was 3 months ago, I've been doing cold showers every single day. And you notice, right, because you watch this YouTube video about taking a cold shower, and you notice all the BS that comes out of your mouth when you're in the cold about, oh my God, you know, like all the screaming, all the like, oh my God, this is not what I want to do, da da da, all of that. You really listen to yourself. And that's that's probably what you were saying to yourself before you did your show last week, right? No, what's it going to look like? What are people going to think? How's it going to come across? Am I going to be a fool? Like all of these things come out, and you kind of really want to back out from it and not do it. When you take a cold shower before you do anything, all of that stuff comes out, and then you can go ahead and do what it is you need to do. And I've really been thriving in my business, in my health, in my relationships in the last 3 months. Because of what I'm doing around my health and my mindset.
Wonderful. Well, listen, I think another thing that's also important is the people you hang around with. I know there's certain people I've dropped from my life only because they don't nourish what I'm prepared to do. And I shared this on a Facebook Live today. You know, people, I'm going to hang around people that celebrate me, that not tolerate me. I know. And I remember it was Johnny Wimbrew who said this, and he said, you know, we've all recently we've transformed our financial lives, and as a result, I bought my wife a new car, and it's the little things that make a difference. So understanding that who's celebrating with you, with your success, because some people will be just tolerating you.
Yeah.
The people that are tolerating you, you can tell. And the thing is, hang out with the people that are going to encourage you to be a better person.
Yeah. And look, you know, I don't cut people out of my life. You know, I just really get that, you know what, they're in the space that they're in. You know, everybody is dealing with something, right, Dizzy? You know, everyone's got a story. Everyone's got a background, you know, where they've dealt with challenges and they are the way they are. You know, everyone's level of awareness is at a different space, right? You know, I just get to choose the space that I want to be in, you know. And, you know, if it doesn't work for me to be with people who are, you know, are not in a great place right now, you know, I send them lots of love, and, you know, I don't cut them out, but I just choose to limit my time with them, right? But also as well, like, how can I contribute to them, you know? Because showing up as a leader in that space, you know, they say that, you know, you got to be the change that you want to see in others. And sometimes it's not about telling people how to be or what to do. Sometimes it's just being that person, and they'll be inspired by it. You know, for me in my health journey, and how I show up inspires so many people, you know. And they say, you know, I decided to work on my health because I saw your videos. I do share quite a bit on social media around what I'm doing in my health game. And people get inspired by that, you know, by the energy and how I show up. So, yeah, it's awesome.
Well, keep up the good work, Sue. I love what you're doing.
Thank you, Dizzy.
What we're going to do now, we might play one more video. Have we got any more videos, Nathan? I think we have. I'm going to play. So this is the first Sunday in April when we started. Or is this just a thumbnail? Or is it a video, Nathan? Oh, it's not. It's just a thumbnail. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
Yo, how are we doing?
So this is the technical guy behind the scenes. I feel like Joe Rogan now. I've got my technical guy.
You're playing an overlay. That's what he was doing.
Okay.
We weren't playing anything. There's John DiMartini video.
Okay, right. So we'll play John's video, and then we'll round it off. Thank you, Nathan. So you've all met the tech guy behind. No one ever sees him. He's a legend. Okay. Cheers, Nathan. Right. So where are?
Hi, I'm Dr. John DiMartini.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, I'm Dr. John DiMartini. In almost every country around the world, there are days of celebration. One of which, in America, is Thanksgiving. I happen to be born on that day. When I was 4 years old, my mother told me before I went to bed to make sure you count your blessings, because those that are grateful for what they have to get more to be grateful for. That had an impact on my life. And I believe that every time Thanksgiving Day comes along, it reminds me to be focused on Thanksgiving. But now we have a new celebration day, and we're attempting to get it around the world. It's called World Transformation Day. The purpose of this day is to stop and reflect and look at the highest priority actions you can do for yourself and the people you care about, and anybody in the world that you might make a difference in. To stop and do something that helps you transform your life. You're here to be captains of your ship and masters of your destiny. You're here to do something extraordinary with your life. And World Transformation Day is designed as a catalyst to prioritize your actions and to do the things that make a difference in yourself and the people you care about. So I just want to take a moment to remind you on that day, which will be the first Sunday in April around the world, to stop and take advantage of that reminder, just like Thanksgiving in America for me, because it's made a difference in my life. Now World Transformation Day can make a difference in yours. Stop and reflect on the things that you know make a difference in your life, that transform your life, and to expand it and to help you prosper. It's just a reminder to do that, to make a difference in your life and the people you care about. World Transformation Day.
Wow. Thank you, John, for that lovely testimonial. You know, John's someone I've spent a lot of time with in my life, and it gives me great pleasure to end the second podcast, the second show with Mr. John D. Martini. So thank you for your time and attention. This was #112. The first show was 111. Thank you, Cornel. Thank you, Sue. Oh, and we've got a bonus. We've got a bonus. Hold on a second. So there's a new idea, right? And Nathan, can you drop that thing? Not that one, the other one. You know the other one. Remember that one for Kalpesh? See if you can add. No? Okay, all right. We'll just add him anyway. So look, what we're going to do.
You had a special sound ready for me, did you?
Yeah. So we're doing the thing, right? So it's going to be called Kicking It with Kalpesh, okay? So every week we're going to kick it with Kalpesh, because it doesn't matter what subject it is. Kalpesh can kick it, and he doesn't need any reminders. He doesn't need it to make any notes. From what I know of Kalpesh, it doesn't matter what subject it is. If you say, right, listen, can you kick it about this? Kalpesh will drop some nuggets. So today he's not going to kick it with Kalpesh. We're not going to kick it with him today, because today's about health, and we're going to say, look, Kalpesh, at some point you have to do your 100 push-ups, yeah?
Come on.
Yeah, so this is today, Kick It with Kalpesh is about Kalpesh. Tell us when you're going to do the 100 push-ups.
Do you know what? I'll let you know when I've done them. How about that? All right.
but how do you like the idea of kicking it with Kalpesh every week?
I love it. I think it's awesome. I think we'll have a great blast with that.
Yeah. So
I was contemplating a name, and I was thinking of Coffee with Kalpesh, but Kick It with Kalpesh has got a bit of a kick to it, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, you're not really allowed to kick people, yeah? I know you like.
Oh, sorry.
You only get to do it on the show because your schedule, being this global superstar, we don't know where you're going to be and who you're going to be with. So we don't have a fixed time for Kicking It with Kalpesh, but we know
he's got to be ready.
There's a slot ready for Kalpesh. When he's ready, we can say, right, it's Kick It with Kalpesh time, and the subject is this. So Kalpesh, give us some 15 minutes of Kicking It with Kalpesh. So next month's subject is the most important one, okay? So we've talked about health. Next month is about relationships, okay?
Yeah.
How to transform relationships. So one of the things I want to bring you in on next week, because I know you're good at this, okay, is the most important relationship is the relationship with yourself, okay?
For sure.
So next week, Set Down Sundays, we're going to kick it with Kalpesh, and we're going to talk about you, yeah? How do you get good with you? Because once you're comfortable with you, then you're good with everybody. Am I kicking it with Kalpesh now, or what? Eh?
You are. Mate. It's one of my favorite subjects in the world, man. I had to go through the eye of the needle some 25 years ago and force myself through this space of getting to know me, because I managed to dig myself into a very, very dark space. But more about that when we do it next week. But yeah. getting to know you, working yourself out. I always say this: once you work you out, you work the rest of the world out really easily. The world becomes a very easy place to live in once you work yourself out, right?
Great stuff. So listen, the people listening, whether you are watching this as a recording or whether you are lucky enough to be on here live, understand one thing. Next week, we are bringing the heat. And if you want to meet who you are, okay, if you want to meet yourself, log in next week, 7 o'clock, same time, same place. Sit down Sundays with Dizzy. Come and take a seat as I bring the heat, because we have got amazing people. I mean, Cowpish is amazing, right? We've got loads of Cowpishes. I'm telling you, I know some people. Cowpish knows some people. Cornel knows some people. Alpa knows some people. Nathan knows some people. We all know people, okay? And we're going to bring those people to share transformational stories, because every week you have an opportunity to transform. Whatever subject, whatever area, we are going to kick it with Cowpish. We're going to kick it with Nathan. We're going to bring everybody here. So we want to thank you for your time and attention. And this is the first real episode. Last week was the introduction. We took off the weird beard. I'm looking younger, fresher, stronger.
Do you know what? You did a fantastic job today, and it's just awesome learning from different people, different things that they've gone through and experienced and transformed their health through different ways, and just a beautiful journey of sharing. And so reminded me of lots of different parts of my journey over the last quarter of a century, and so much wisdom that that's been shared today. So if you're watching this, whether you're watching it live, great, and if you're not, if you're watching it afterwards, just, as I often say, pick up one nugget. If you can just pick up one nugget and implement that, goodness, magic will happen. This has been an awesome June. Thank you, Dizzy, for taking on this beautiful journey of the weekly podcast and taking ownership and making the impact that you're making. I love it. It's beautiful. It's you, isn't it? It's you all over. So,
well, the other thing I've always wanted to say is you need to click on like and click on subscribe. You know, all these YouTube people say,
like, comment, share, comment here on the side, here, wherever it is, find it and do it. Find it and do your thing, man. Whatever you're supposed to do, it. Like it, comment it, share it.
Nathan is the guy behind the scenes that's going to make sure all those bits and pieces. I want to give him credit because he created the video. And wait till you see what we create for kick it with Cowpish.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
Kick it. Yes, you can. Wow. Beautiful. So listen, look out for. I'm going to be doing Facebook Lives every day, 3 or 4 times a day, kicking some stuff. Yeah. Be around, because you can't miss me anymore. If people are wondering, oh my God, Dizzy's on Facebook, isn't he? I'm going to be in your face every day, people. Yeah. People or sheeple, you decide what you're going to be. Yeah. If you want to be a real person, bring it. If you want to be a sheeple, you can just watch. Okay. Don't watch. It's painful. Yeah. We are bringing the heat. And next week I might even bring a beat, because we've got some musicians in the house. Yeah. I've got some. Imagine this. I got an exclusive tune today. Cowpish, listen to this. I can't play it yet, but it's never been recorded, as in it's not been released yet. But it's going to be the best song you've ever heard in your whole life. How about that?
I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will send it to you after. When I heard it for the first time, I rang her up and I said, "What the hell are you doing with that? What are you doing?" In fact, I might as well share. So it's Jay's cousin Shina. They're doing a thing called Ultimate Artist, and in fact, I'm going to bring you in on this, because they're doing a campaign on how to empower musicians. Now, something that I learned and only came to my awareness a week ago, which was, how many of you take music for granted? Yeah, for me, I love music. Good music makes me cry, because I feel the emotions and the expressions of the people. And she said to me, she goes, you know what? People don't appreciate artists. You know, if music makes you feel good, how much respect and honor do you give these artists? Because I learned this when I had the barbershop. You have to pay a PRS license. In order for you to play the radio, you have to pay music. And people are like, oh, I can't be bothered paying this PRS license. But that PRS license is what the artists get paid from. So every time their song gets played on the radio, the PRS take money and they pay them So the artist gets paid for that. So Sheena said to me, she goes, look, we're creating, we've created an ultimate artist. It's a 9-day workshop where they teach them all the principles on how to be a superstar. And the first principle is mindset. So I've said I'm happy to help my time for free to help these young people to understand how to dream, how to have the mindset of you can't be what you can't see. You have to see it in order for you to be able to be it. So I want to acknowledge Sheena, and she's wrote this song. I'm not joking, Kalps. When I send it to you, you're gonna. I said to her straight away.
I'm already getting goosebumps thinking about it. Just you explaining it.
Her, this tune needs to go straight to Tony Robbins because it speaks directly to our language. It speaks to everything. In fact, what I'll do next week, I'll open the show with her tune. Maybe I'll get her on just to talk about it because I'm telling you, Kalps, when you hear it, you're gonna think.
She's dropping it like it's hot.
Yeah. It's one of those songs. If you've been to a Tony Robbins event, and I mean that's the way Kalpesh and I met. I remember, for those of you that don't know, I was in Trafalgar Square and I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, "Excuse me, mate, I recognise your head from somewhere." And obviously, being a hairdresser,
it's the first time I've ever had a line like that. By the way, dropped on me. I recognise your head. What are you talking about, mate?
So and that was the start of a beautiful friendship. I mean, we've been friends, brothers for so long, and I want to acknowledge you for the role you've played in my life because only less than a week ago, we had a conversation. We've transformed our lives financially, mentally, on so many levels. And a true friend will come and say to you, "Listen." And Harinder and Kalpesh sat me down at breakfast and they said, "Listen, I know you're getting a bit excited, Dizzy. Yeah, you could go down the wrong road." And it humbled me to have friends that can say, "Listen," and you might be going down the wrong road. I'm lucky enough to have people and surround myself with people that care so much that they said, "Listen, come on, calm down a bit. Yeah, you could go down this road of arrogance and anger." And to be fair, I was very angry inside. I acknowledged it. And I said to Kalpesh, "You know what? I'm going to use the taking the beard off as a metaphor to get rid of all the anger that I've had. Because this journey we're on as an entrepreneur, as a maverick, as a visionary, not everybody agrees. And people stamp on your dreams. People tell you it's not possible. And I admit, I had a lot of anger towards lots and lots of people that had no belief when I said I was going to do something. And once I got there, I guess there was that, they were still there. And once you guys acknowledged and you said that to me, I thought, wow, you're not the first guys to say it, but I respect you guys a lot. And if you guys are saying it, I need to take it on the chin. And I did. And the chin's off, the beard's off, the anger's been taken away. And, the reason I'm sharing this is because you can make up anything you want. Yeah. I just made up that meaning that by taking my beard off, I got rid of all my anger. I got rid of all my anxiety. I got rid of all my hatred. Now, if I believe it, it works, right? It doesn't mean it has to work for you. I just used it as a metaphor.
You're going to get people phoning in going, "Dizzy, I shaved my beard and I'm still angry, man."
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I mean, look, I reckon I'm better looking now. What do you think, Kalps?
You are a bit, aren't you? You're all right there. You look like someone I know.
Wow. So listen, I wasn't expecting you to get on, Kalps, but I'm so glad you managed.
After you dropped the bomb of, "Listen, mate, I did 100 push-ups and Kalps never did it, man." I thought, what? I've got to come and have a chat with you, mate. It's like, all right, you're going to drop it like that live. Drop it like that live on a global platform. All right, I'll see where you're coming from.
Well, listen, I did them, and I looked like I was going to die. But listen, I'm ready. I'm ready. Look,
Hat off to you, man. You did. Hat off to you, man. Maximum respect when you did that. I was like, my boy proved it, man. He did good. He did good. You did look like you were going to die, but you did it. That's the main thing, man.
Listen, it's been a pleasure to have you on, Kalps, and I look forward to listen. If you guys want to know what the next level is, okay, next Sunday we're kicking it with Kalpesh, talking about who you are as an individual. Yeah, who are you, and who do you want to be? Yeah, if you're not who you want to be right now, listen, there's an opportunity next week to find out how to become you, because you deserve to be you. You know, one thing that I've learned in the last 7 days, when you learn how to be you, life is effortless. Yeah.
When you learn how to be you don't have to be anybody else anymore.
Yeah, you can just be yourself.
Takes the burden away, doesn't it? Trying to impress everyone and trying to fit in and all that noise.
Yeah.
Trying to belong, and oh my goodness, so hard.
Wonderful. Well,
love it. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go.
Listen, guys, whoever's watched this, share it, and have a great week. And there's still a couple more days left for your health. Yeah, do that. Like, comment, subscribe, click all the buttons, do everything. And the main thing is, though, there's a few days left, 3-4 days left. So do something for your health and share it with the world, right? However big or small, man, but take a step and just do something in June. Be included, be part of the journey. And then next month, man, I'm telling you, get ready. Relationships, we're going to sort some stuff out. Hot subject. If you know anyone that has struggles with their relationships, whether it's with their children, with their siblings, with their parents, with their partners, with their work colleagues, whoever it is, man, bring them, and we'll sort them out live. Bring the heat.
There we go. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time and attention. Wherever you are in the world, transform something for next week. All right, people. It's been a pleasure. End of broadcast. Cut.
Ding, 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 ding.